Hello everyone, my name is Tomas Rico. I'm a CIS major at Cal Poly Pomona, and today I am going to be explaining to you how to use Excel to do statistical problems. Now, those of you that are familiar with statistics, this may prove to be very useful. Those of you who are not familiar with statistics, this may not be as useful. Now, if you are familiar with statistics, what Excel can do for you is find the t-estimate for the mean, the t-test for the mean, the z-test for the mean, the z-estimate for the mean, the z-proportion for two sample sizes or one, and it can also solve the t-test for two sample sizes with equal variance or unequal variance. Excel can also accomplish a lot more than that, but today I am just going to show you how to do a couple of those. Now, first of all, we need to open Excel, which is under Microsoft Office, Excel. Now, our first thing to do is take out the tool that we are going to use to solve these statistical problems. The tool is called Data Analysis. Another tool we are going to be using is called Data Analysis Plus. Data Analysis comes pre-packaged with Microsoft Excel. You just need to click the Office button up here, Excel options down here, go to add-ins right here, and go to manage these add-ins. And these two right here are what need to be clicked. Most of the time they will not be clicked. So here we go, they are checked. Press OK, and it will be under Data right here on the right side, Data Analysis Tools. Now, if this is your first time using data analysis, it may take a while to install. So that's just a heads up, it may take about 5 minutes. Now, since mine is already installed, we can jump right into it. Data analysis, we click it, and it has all these different tools you can use to solve statistical problems or any data related problems. Now, down here is what I was talking about, where it has the t-test for two sample for mean, the two sample assuming equal variance, two sample assuming unequal variance, and two samples for the mean for the z-test. Now, an example of one of these, I'll show you the z-test for two sample assuming equal variance. And this is the input box right here. So we have variable 1 range, which could range between 1 and however many boxes used in Excel. And it has the variable 2 range, since this is a 2 sample test right here. The hypothesized mean, which probably will be given if in the problem. Labels, which will be listed in these columns. It'll list what the data represents. The alpha, which is a part of the confidence level. And now, those of you familiar with Excel, I'm pretty sure you know what the confidence level is. Those of you who are not familiar with it, the confidence level is the amount of trust you can put into the data being correct. Now, that's a very simple explanation, but that's basically what it means. And the confidence level is usually listed at 99%, 98%, 95%, and 90%. Now, the alpha is usually the product of 1 minus the confidence level. So we have 0.05 listed here, and that is the confidence level of 95%. Now, if it is a two-tailed test, which is something more advanced in statistics, then the alpha would be 1 minus the confidence level divided by 2. But for all intents and purposes, this is a one-tailed test, so we're using alpha as 0.05. And down here is just what we would label the new worksheet once it is solved. Now, the other tool we would use is called Data Analysis Plus. Data Analysis Plus. And this is not as easy to obtain as data analysis. However, it does come included in the CD if you buy Microsoft Office. So it would be an add-in into Excel if you bought the CD. I'm not too sure about the downloaded version online, but I do know it comes with a CD, and also textbooks that include statistics or work on statistics sometimes have a CD that has a data analysis plus add-in included in the CD. Now, I'll click Data Analysis Plus, and here you see more options, more tools to use data for. And down here is what I was talking about earlier as well. We have the t-test for the mean, t-estimate, the z-estimate, the z-test for the mean, the z-estimate for proportion, z-test for proportion, and also the z-estimate and z-test for two proportions. Now, I can show you an example of how to use the z-test for the mean. So you just double click it. Now we are going to be using this data right here. So for our input range, we need to highlight it all. See, it is not highlighted all the way because we want to include price as the label so we know what kind of data this is. So I highlighted it all, A1 to 41. Our hypothesized mean, this is just a guess because we do not have the actual hypothesized mean in front of us, but we are going to use 1055. And our standard deviation, our sigma, we are just going to say is 0.45. We include labels. Our alpha is 0.05, which means we have a 95% confidence level. And we press OK. And there we have it. We have all this data at our disposal to solve our problem. We have our z-stat, our p-values, our z-critical for one tail, and our z-critical for two tails. We have our sigma, which we entered, our observations, which is how many were included, our hypothesized mean, which we entered, and then we have our mean and standard deviation. So that's all there really is to it. It's very simple to solve different problems. We can even solve problems with two sample sizes using data analysis. Say we want to find the z-test for two sample assuming unequal variances. All you do is double click it. We have our input range right here for women, our input range for men. Let's do this right here. That's for variable 1. Our variable 2, we click there for men. Hypothesized mean difference is 0 since we don't know it. Our alpha will use 0.1, which is a 90% confidence interval. And we have our labels, women and men. Our new worksheet, we'll label it solution. All you do is press OK. And it cannot do this problem because apparently it's incorrect data. And there we go. So apparently it could do the problem. And here is some data that we can use. We have the mean of both men and women, the variance between them, observations, hypothesized mean, df, t-stat, and the p-values and t-criticals. And when we're solving statistical problems, the ones that we most look for are the t-stat, the p-values, and the t-criticals, which this gives you right there, right in front of you, easy to see, and easily labeled. So when solving statistical problems, you should always think about using Excel. It's a great tool to solving any type of stats problem, whether it be t-value, t-test, t-estimate, z-test, z-estimate, proportions, population samples, variance, anything of that sort is all available in Excel. And that's all there is to it. So thank you for your time, and have a good day.